Welcome back to Form of Therapy. I am the video channel producer. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Goblin by Sulli. I believe this might be Sulli's solo debut after leaving FX. She did mainly film work. I don't think she actually put out any music. So I'm very curious as to what direction she'll be heading with this. Before we get into this video, if you enjoy what we do, why not consider supporting us on Patreon? Go to patreon.com/formoftherapy. For as low as $2, you get early access to reactions just like this. And for different tiers, we have live stage reactions, dance practices, J-pop, variety show reactions, all sorts of stuff. So head on over there, but that's completely optional. Let's get into this video. This is your form of therapy. This is a story about a person with a dissociative disorder. She is with herself and with 3 other personalities.
걔네들은 갑자기 나타났어요, 어느 날. 그냥 연기했던 기억인 것 같기도 하고, 스트레스 때문인가? 아니면 잘 모르겠어요. 가끔은 정말 그게 나인가 싶기도 하고, 그럼 난 정말 누구일까? 내가 뭘 잘못했나? 그냥 다 끝내고 싶다. 그런 생각을 해요. 끝이요? 글쎄요. 어떤 끝인지는 각자 생각이 다르지 않을까요?
Goblin, character of Sulli. Okay, so it's going in sequences. It's Goblin 2.
빨간 잠자리 너의 시야를 가려 걱정 마 물들이려 하는 것뿐이야 나는 널 속이고 있어 너의 그 입술 흘러내려 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 내 몰에서 모든 조각 전부 파고들어와 내 머리를 만져줘 널 가득 안고 싶은 건 가득 안고 싶은 건 너의 맘이 하얀 게 까맣게 물들일게 내 방 숨 쉬는 모든 것 뭔가 잘못됐다고 느끼니 나는 여기 있는데 oh, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. 내 머리를 만져줘 널 가득 안고 싶은 건 너의 맘이 하얀 게 까맣게 물들일게 내 숨 쉬는 모든 것 뭔가 잘못됐다고 느끼니 나는 여기 있는데 Don't be afraid just wanna tell you hi. 나
저는 그녀를 이해할 수 있어요. 그녀는 그냥 인사만 하고 싶었던 거일 뿐일 거예요. 모두가 사라질 것 같아요. 모두가 사라지는 게 좋지 않을까요?
Interesting. So, I do want to watch this second time. The first time was really more about absorbing it. And then the second time around, we can sort of stop and stare and talk about a few different pieces. But I think what's more important is if we dive into the lyrics first. I think this is definitely one of those situations where the lyrics are important to the story going on here, because even the subtitles that are provided by SM, they're not 100% accurate. So let me see. Let me just go through the lyrics real quick, just for myself. All right, so I have perused the lyrics, just skimmed it real quick, and let's watch the music video again.
걔네들은 갑자기 나타났어요, 어느 날. 그냥 연기했던 기억인 것 같기도 하고, 스트레스 때문인가? 아니면 잘 모르겠어요. 가끔은 정말 그게 나인가 싶기도 하고, 그럼 난 정말 누구일까? 내가 뭘 잘못했나? 그냥 다 끝내고 싶다. 그런 생각을 해요. 끝이요? 글쎄요. 어떤 끝인지는 각자 생각이 다르지 않을까요?
That is one translation I actually want to point out. She says 어떤 끝인지는 각자 생각이 다르지 않을까요? That's different from the translation. It says, well, it depends on each other. That's not the correct meaning or what's being conveyed in Korean. She's saying, wouldn't the end mean something different for the individual person, for every individual person? So I feel like the English translation, it could be misread in a different way. All right, stop right there. Okay, so we start off with this birthday cake. It looks like it has 3 candles on it, and she lights the first one. And so as we saw in the music video going in, there were 3 goblins, right? There was Goblin 1, Goblin 2, Goblin 3. So I was wondering what the depiction of that was. So I guess each segment is showcasing a new and different goblin. She says in the beginning how she kind of has like a dissociative disorder, and there are these 3 others that she's talking to. So that might be what that is referencing. Each goblin might be one of the other 3 that she is having this dissociative identity disorder with, and she talks about how she's not sure if she's them. So let's see going forward.
현실 속 늪을 찾아갈 시간이야. 나쁜 나를.
Okay, so far, real quick, it looks like we have the first goblin. I'm also wondering if there's going to be a difference in their hair colors as well. She has, it looks like this kind of like peach orange ombre effect going on, and she's wearing like these lavender gloves. And if you notice, she's not walking in any of them. And in fact, she's not sitting properly in any of them either. The 2 shots that we've been introduced to, she's in a wheelchair. And this one, she's being pulled by these 3 random people. So I'm wondering if this character, this goblin in particular, can't walk. But let's keep watching.
아니야 그냥 괜찮아. 꽤나 지긋지긋한 게 사실이야. 늘 가득 안고 싶은 건
So it looks like she's hiding from them.
까맣게 물들일게 내 방 숨 쉬는
So she lights the second candle and it's the second goblin. So the second goblin has a different set of backup dancers with her. So as I pointed out, the first goblin, she never walks. She's always sitting somewhere and she seems to be hiding. And the first goblin also seems to be having a kind of a one set color palette, tends to be very neutral, it looks like. And the second goblin is a lot more bright and colorful. So then we see her reflection sort of playing off differently from her. And her makeup is done up differently too. She has like these rainbow eyebrows. Wow, this is actually shot really beautifully. This music video overall has a very beautiful film-like vibe to it. Honestly feels kind of like an indie movie in that way. Alright, and then we have the third goblin.
내 머리 만져줘 늘 가득 안고 싶은 건 너의 맘이 하얀 게 까맣게 물들일게 내 숨 쉬는 모든 건 뭔가 잘못됐다고 느끼니 나는 여기 있는데 Don't be afraid, just wanna tell you hi.
저는 그녀를 이해할 수 있어요. 그녀는 그냥 인사만 하고 싶었던 거일 뿐일 거예요. 모두가 사라질 것 같아요. 모두가 사라지는 게 좋지 않을까요?
Interesting. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gathering from here is Sulli, her character, trying to understand the different goblins and I guess what their purpose is. She doesn't know what they are, she's afraid of them, and even the chorus lyrics goes something like, everything I breathe in the room, do you feel something's wrong? I'm here. And I think she fears the goblins, and then by the end of it, she realizes the goblins are not there to actually harm her. You know, there's even the effect of where like she's knocking, she gets up, and then there's like blood splatter, or she imagines the blood splatter. And ultimately, the goblin at the end says, just say hi, and then walks away, and then goes back into like this dark, deep cage. And that's it. Sulli at the end in her like post-interview message, she says, I think they just wanted to say hi. She just wanted to say hi, and I think they're all gonna go away. Isn't it better that they go away? And so I think it's part of this process of her trying to understand what they were trying to tell her, or why they were there in the first place, or like, is it a problem? And she realizes, no, they're not a problem. They just wanted to say hi. It's a little bit of an artistic ending. It's a little bit of an emotional tie. Like, I feel like it kind of relates to her perhaps personal experiences over the past few years. Over the past few years, ever since Sulli has left FX, she has been under extremely harsh scrutiny and criticism from the Korean public and even American fans in general. Just everyone's literally been calling Sulli crazy or just demented, or just because she is doing all this different stuff. She's taking risks in her career. Maybe she's like, you know, she's taking some risque photo shoots, and just people have been calling her all sorts of nasty things. And I can imagine how something like that could get to her. She talks about how like these identities appeared out of nowhere, and maybe it's like something that's remnants from her acting career or something like that. Like, she doesn't exactly know what it is. But talking about a dissociative disorder, I have to wonder if it is a sort of therapeutic process for her as well. I know that it is talking about mental health in that way, but I am curious as to whether or not that actually directly relates to her. I'm sure she has had issues given how the public has treated her for the past few years, but I wonder why the choice of going with a dissociative disorder. So yeah, I think it was a very beautiful music video. The song, it's not something I listen to, but it reminds me of kind of like a Western production of pop. I don't listen to like these artists, but maybe something like Marina or like Charlie XCX or maybe Poppy. I don't exactly know because I don't really listen to Western production, like at least not heavily or on purpose. Like, I've heard something like this kind of style in Western pop before. It's kind of like an alternative pop style, and it's a little bit kind of creepy, maybe Grimes. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments below if you listen to this style of music, who it reminds you of. But yeah, I think it's definitely an alternative pop style. It definitely mixes things up in the K-pop scene when the K-pop scene has such a very formulaic, catchy X Factor type musical styling. It's very interesting that Sulli would come out with such an artistic and non-traditional song like this. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something today. Let me know what you thought about the song and the video in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, consider supporting us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/formtherapy. For as little as $2 a month, you get early access to videos like this and more. If you want to check out more, there are different tiers. We have live stages, we have variety show reactions, J-pop reactions. You can check that out, but that's completely optional. Why don't you consider clicking like down below, leave a comment while you're there. It helps us out with YouTube's search algorithm. Go ahead and click subscribe over here. If you're new, turn on the notification bell, be notified when we upload a new video, and go ahead and check out all our other videos over here.